Morning, everybody, wherever you are in this world. I've just had an aha moment. Don't you love it when you have those aha moments? And the story that I'm going to tell you today can be told in so many different ways, so many. But this was actually gifted to me in a way. A friend was having a problem, and like so many of us, we have so many things that we want to do. And then we just sometimes get overwhelmed. And then what happens? We end up doing none of them because it's too overwhelming. And I thought about this and I thought, let's call it the train of infinite possibilities. So if you can imagine that you're standing at a railway station and you're on the platform waiting to get on the train. And there's a train that comes in and it's got all the carriages behind it. But this is just not an ordinary train. This is the train that you own. This is the train of life called Ben's life, Sananda's life, Emma's life, whatever. And there, right in the front, is the engine. And the engine is you, because you are the one that decides where those carriages are going to go today, where you're going to take that load with you. All those carriages of infinite possibilities. So I thought, would it be easier if people could visualize a train with lots of carriages, and in each carriage is a different vision of what they want? Okay, so I'm going to put myself as the driver of this particular train so that you can see how it works. For a while, I was quite overwhelmed because there were so many things that I wanted to do. So as a result, I didn't do anything for a while. I was just like stagnant. And the more stagnant I was, the more irritated I was getting with myself, because I knew I had a train full of infinite possibilities, and yet the train was going nowhere. It was parked at the station, and I kept on forgetting that I was the driver of that train, and I decided where it was going to go, which direction it would travel. And I look at the things in my life right now. So we're getting a brand new puppy on the 1st of October. So in one of those carriages, I have to put something called Ted. And what does Ted need from me to be a healthy, happy puppy in our family? I need to train myself to know how to look after a puppy. I haven't had a puppy for at least 50 years. So I need to do some training. So in my carriage called Ted is enroll in a puppy training class, look at puppy beds or dog beds, the leashes, the food, veterinary bills, insurance for the puppy, where it's going to sleep, does it need a kennel? All those things need to go in the carriage called Ted. That's just one of my carriages. If I look at another carriage, that's called remote viewing. So I'm busy with a course on remote viewing. I've only done 2 modules because of all my other carriages. So I've got that carriage. Yes, I'm loving it, but you know what they say, life gets in the way of living sometimes. But that carriage is still there. I can open those doors and dip into that carriage anytime I like. Then I've got another carriage that is called Jill Cole YouTube. All the interviews that I want to bring you, all the channelings, all the things that I want to share with you is in the YouTube channel called Jill Cole. Then I've got another channel, another carriage called the Discourse. So that Discourse has got Alba and Jill in it. It's got the book, it's got Audible, it's got the Kindle. But it's also got the Facebook page called the Discourse Discussions. So that houses that. And that's something that I have to attend to. I've got to open it and go inside there and look at all the things that the Discourse needs from me in one of my carriages. I then go to another carriage called Workshops and Motivational Speaking. So this weekend I did a workshop called Activate Your Inner Light. Absolutely loved it. And inside that carriage are all the little bullet points that I need to share, all the information that can get honed better, things that where I can improve. There is another carriage, which is my second book called My Invisible Friend, and it's been sitting in that carriage since 2017 and going nowhere, right? I mean, I've done about 90% of it, and I need to proofread it and get it published. But of course, I've got all the other carriages. So all those carriages, some of them are moving slightly, some of them are picking up speed and momentum, some of them are still at the station, waiting for me to pull them out of the station and give them life, give them a journey all of their own. So can you see that if I filled carriage after carriage after carriage, but I never ever took them away from that platform called the train station, none of them would ever have a life. None of them would go anywhere. So what I want to ask you guys is, do you have ideas in your head? Do you have passion for something? Is there something that you've always wanted to do, but you're thinking, oh, how am I going to do that? Put it in your carriage and say to yourself, what do I need to do in order to leave the station? What do I need to do to give this carriage a great scenic ride? And you are the driver. Thomas the Tank Engine, look at that fabulous story that so many children loved. But Thomas wouldn't be anything unless he got to leave that station. So how many other people in your life are also stationary, not moving? So that's my little challenge to you guys today, is to be brave enough to be the engine driver and get those carriages going. There are some carriages that you might decide, nah, been there, done that, that's not me anymore. That's okay, because do you know what? You can unhook any carriage that you like at any stage and put on a new one. And some carriages are great fun if you collaborate with somebody else so that you don't travel alone. You might decide to get somebody into a carriage, or you might decide to get somebody actually up in the driver's seat with you and say, hey, let's go on this journey together. Let's pull these carriages together. And then at night, you go back to your station and you think about where you went for the day and what a beautiful journey it was, and how you're going to get up tomorrow morning and you're going to explore something brand new and wonderful. And that's all I want to share with you guys today. Thanks for listening. If you like what I'm doing, click and subscribe. I don't think I've ever said that before, but apparently the more people I reach, the more people I reach. So lots and lots of love, and I hope you have a great traveling time on your tracks, those gorgeous tracks, and let's see where your train is going to take you tomorrow. Lots of love. Cheers.